There's been a lot of talk about Lars Sullivan as of late. There's been a lot of, discussion regarding his whole, Reddit situation. And I honestly don't understand why people are taking the stuff he said and applying it to now. I'm not saying he's right. I'm not saying, what he said wasn't bad. I'm just saying, why do people, are they that bored or lonely as fuck to dig so far deep into something, and then they bring it out into the limelight. They bring it out on the Twitter or on the social media, and then everybody is now starting to act like it's a recent thing that he sent these comments as of late, talking about Jews or blacks or this and that. It's like, bro, I don't understand why would you want to go this length just to do something like this. I'm not justifying anything what Lars Sullivan said to, freaking try to make anything right out of this. I'm just saying, dude, why push something? Why try to push an initiative that didn't need to be pushed at all? So, I'm on Forbes.com, right? So, apparently, Lars Sullivan alleged past as a message board misogynist and bodybuilding bigot is slowly but surely coming back to haunt him. The ongoing scandal, which dates back to unsettling old posts on a bodybuilding.com message board that resurfaced last November, reared its ugly head yet again when African-American WWE superstar Big E weighed in via Twitter. So, some low-life person at Chains for Alice, Aaron, is what he's called on Twitter, said, quote, at WWE Big E, which is Big E's Twitter handle, are you aware of this racist asshole that you're going to have to work with? And he took something from Reddit, and he posted a link and everything on Twitter. And then Big E kindly responded saying, many are aware. If true, he has to bear the albatross of being a bigot and working in a company that is now filled with minorities. So, I just feel like this whole thing is not necessary. And I feel like this lonely person, Chains, what was it? Chains, oh shit, my laptop's starting to fucking go out on me. But yeah, the person that tweeted the damn thing, it tried to push something that didn't need to be pushed at all. I just don't understand why people... I'm not saying that, what Lars said was right, what he said was wrong, despicable things, no doubt, right? But I'm just saying, why wait? Why wait until he's being featured on television, he's getting pushed, this and that, and then all of a sudden it's like, I don't like this guy. Let me try to ruin his career. And then, boom, they find some old shit he said, and then they're trying to fuck up the man's career. Now, yeah. It's another case of be careful what you do on the internet, because no matter how old you posted the shit, it will come back and bite you in the ass. And this is true. But at the same time, I just don't see the purpose of this. There's a lot of fucked up people in the world, man. And the fact that mans are focusing on little old Lars Sullivan, who's done nothing to even scratch the surface of WWE television, it's mind-boggling to me, just to see all of this for nothing. Screenshots linking Sullivan to these bigot comments are available at this link, so even Forbes are pushing the damn thing now. In a post on Reddit, slightly less racist squared circled message board, most of the 30-year-old Sullivan's tweets ran from 2008 to 2013. So there is no, it was a different time defense. Lars' 5 years of dicey philosophies also ended right around the time when he was signed with WWE in October of 2013. So maybe, hey, for all we know, maybe he is how he is, backstage, for all we know. Who knows what somebody is deep inside, They can always mask what they are deeply, truly inside, just for, I guess, for the better picture of, maybe if they put on this, if they act a certain way, if they act a way where people will accept them, then there'll be no issue. But if they act how they truly are, then, well, the chances of them being accepted the way how Sullivan acts are very, very little. He also said something about women, I just don't see the purpose of it, but it is what it is, bro. It's one of those situations where you shouldn't have said this shit online. If you didn't, none of this shit would have happened, It's one of those situations where if you better be careful what you say. No matter what time you posted the damn thing, all right? No matter what time you posted, or what time you tweet, Instagram, Facebook, whatever it is, MySpace for all I care. It doesn't matter what you do. If you post something online, make sure it's something that it will not put you in the worst light possible, to where people will just look at you in a negative way, and then you'll get negativity throughout your life, pretty much. And it's one of those situations where Sullivan, you done fucked up, bro. And some people were like, oh, WWE fucking hired this guy? I mean, I'm sure if they didn't know, they know now. And maybe this whole anxiety thing, I don't want to go conspiracy theory because I'm not that type of guy, but maybe they took him off of television because of that. Think about that. If people like to come up with conspiracy theories that Daniel Bryan was out, because because Roman Reigns will not get a chance of being the star that he is now, right? That Roman Reigns will not get a chance to fucking reach to the heights that WWE wants him to. If Daniel Bryan was still on the roster within those 2 years that he was retired for, if people were able to come up with that conspiracy theory, then I'd be able to come up with this conspiracy theory that maybe that whole anxiety shit was bullshit, and they kept him off of television because of this shit. Where if he was on TV while this whole thing was still in the air, back earlier this year, late December, then maybe, we would be talking about this a lot earlier than we think. So, if you want to go conspiracy theory, maybe that can work, but I'm not that type of guy, so I don't really want to go there. But it's just one of those cases where I don't see the issue of, not the issue, I don't see the reason on ruining somebody's image now. I mean, you're telling me nobody called this guy out when he posted this shit, and now you wait till the dude gets at least somewhat of TV time, and then now all of a sudden, this man's on television, let's ruin his career, it's over, your push is no longer. I mean, I don't know. I just don't like people like that. They wait until mans get huge and then they want to ruin them. I just don't get it. Why? Like, obviously I understand, if you did it before, nobody would care. You'll just be another idiot on the internet talking some shit. But if you wait until the dude gets huge, then you might stir some shit up and get people talking. So I understand that part of the game. I don't like it, but I understand it in the end of the day. Moving on. So now let's talk about a rumor, apparently, from Sportskeeda. Apparently another title belt set to get a new design. So let's see. Well, this could happen because, the Daniel Bryan and Erick Rowan tag team were able to become the new tag team champions. The second I realized about, new title designs, I realized, it's going to be Rowan and Bryan in this topic, because who else is going to get a new title design? I wish the Universal Championship would get a new title design. But no, all y'all bitches want to complain about fucking Velcro instead of Snap-ons. You fucking pricks. God, I'm still upset that y'all complain about Velcro. Oh. Don't get me started. Anyways, okay. Following their big win on SmackDown, Daniel Bryan and Erick Rowan were asked to pose for photos in the new title. By the way, that video of them doing the photo shoot, Daniel Bryan talking so much shit, was so funny and just, oh man, it's like, and then he had, also there's another video on YouTube from WWE's channel where like Daniel Bryan is talking about, you know, oh, there was like a women's evolution. You want to talk about a women's evolution? How about a tag team evolution? Talking shit about tag teams, how the Usos and New Day did nothing with the tag team titles. They didn't take it seriously as they should have, which is kind of true. You know, based on what Daniel Bryan is saying, that, you know, main event WrestleMania worthy type series, you know? So, I would love to see, I mean, the first tag team match was on the first WrestleMania main event, you know? Like, the first tag team match to ever take place in the main event of WrestleMania was WrestleMania 1 in Madison Square Garden 1985. So, I would love to see tag team gold main event WrestleMania. You know, for all these years, for over 30 fucking plus years, that tag team titles has always been in the undercard before the main event. You know, they've always been somewhere on the show, but never, ever main evented WrestleMania. So I would love to see that. Hell, if it takes Daniel Bryan and Erick Rowan to be the hottest tag team to where they main event WrestleMania, so be it. Alright? So that's all I can say about that. Anyways, yeah, Daniel Bryan was especially disgruntled by this and vowed to get rid of the leather belts, which kind of hurts me because I love these title designs. The blue and the silver, it looks so magnifique. I just can't. I'm sorry. Yeah, he said, do you realize that we're going to have to change and redo all these photos once we get rid of these leather championship straps? You do realize that, don't you? That's what he said. And yeah. And plus you got Otis and Tucker, you know, eyeing them down about the tag team title. So yeah, Heavy Machinery versus Bryan and Rowan. Yeah. I would love to see that. Another rumor. Real reason why Daniel Bryan is in the tag team now. I think it's because, well, he has nothing else to do. Plus, it gives something Rowan to do as well. If Daniel Bryan is in the main event, you know, eventually he's gonna fucking talk shit to Erick Rowan, be like, you're the one that's costing, you're the one that's making me lose all these fucking matches. Like, well, what's up? You know, he's gonna get rid of him. You know, the same old status quo. When someone has a manager or a heel bodyguard, they always get mad at them, and then they break up, and then sometimes, rarely, the manager goes on to be bigger than, you know, the star. But in this case, Daniel Bryan is too damn big to where Rowan's gonna be better than him in a star factor. No, I'm sorry. It's just not gonna happen. On the Oh You Didn't Know podcast, Brad Shepard revealed that WWE is protecting Daniel Bryan by putting him in a tag team. So Daniel Bryan and Rowan win to give Daniel Bryan a rest. I mean, we can only presume he's obviously coming off of neck and back injuries where he had a little time off, and they put him with Erick Rowan, who is a very large man but also very boring. Then you know it allows him to work those matches and get less physical, and obviously that's healthy for him right now. So I guess it's a health issue. It's a health situation. It's a health thing for Daniel Bryan to, you know, be in this tag team match, let Rowan do all the work. Bryan comes in, do some big stuff as well. You know, doesn't have to do too much like he does in singles matches. So it makes sense. And it's nice, you know. And yeah, you know, Rowan may not be very interesting, but sometimes, you know, the fact that he's there, it's kind of like a wow factor for me. It's like, dude, you know, it gives Rowan something to do. You know, I wish that, I always thought in the Wyatt family, whenever I see a faction, I always try to see who's going to be the star out of the three guys, you know, the three people, 3-person group, who's going to be the stars in that, you know, like the Shield, who's going to be the star? Turns out to be Seth Rollins. Roman Reigns, he's not the star in my eyes. He's like manufactured company guy, you know? Like, he's not what everybody can all agree saying he's the guy out of the whole Shield group, right? Wyatt family, I'm thinking, well, Harper could do something in the mid-card, Bray Wyatt could be in the main event, and then Rowan's going to be Rowan. You know, I never thought Rowan would be doing much, but to see Erick Rowan now doing something big, especially with Daniel Bryan, it's kind of cool. It's cool. So the fact that he's with Bryan is kind of like a little bit of a wow factor, and it gives something to do for him. I just wish that they can use Harper, because I know as Harper wants to leave, they got to do something with the guy. That guy is too damn talented for him to let go. I'm sorry. Like, I don't know why they're treating him like this now. I just don't get it. The dude's respectful. The dude's great in the ring. I'm sure he's well liked backstage. I'm just not understanding why. Oh, because he wants to leave and they gotta punish him? I mean, what reason did you give him for him to stay? None. You let him go on to that Access shit? Where, the Worlds Collide, right? I don't even watch those. I really don't, because first of all, too much content for me. It's bad enough I waste my time 3 hours on Mondays, 2.5 to 3 hours on Tuesdays between SmackDown and 205 Live sometimes. Then I watch NXT, and then that's it. I watch my main 3, and I'm done. After that, I don't watch nothing else. I don't watch NXT UK anymore. I don't watch 205 Live that much anymore. I don't want to watch World Collide because I just don't care. It may be about number one contendership, but I just don't. I just don't have no interest. I'm sorry. But yeah, I just feel like they could do something with Harper, man. Harper is too damn good for you to let go, or too damn good for you to waste. Like, it's the same feeling I have with Zack Ryder for all these fucking years. I'm still behind Zack Ryder. I still care about him. But it's not my fault that WWE fucked him so hard. No lube, okay, where nobody cared. That Ryder Revolution fucking died when Kane threw him off the set with a wheelchair in 2012. God damn. It probably feels like a win-win at the moment for WWE to put Daniel Bryan in a tag team. They did something similar with Sheamus, where there were reports of him dealing with spinal stenosis. It was believed that his 2.5-year stint with the Bar helped extend his career longevity. As for Bryan, it's not known how long he will be a part of the team. We can expect him to get back to the main picture in a matter of months, if not more. So, yeah, now that they are tag team champions, I would love for them to go on to WrestleMania as the champs, like maybe main event. Maybe if it's not WrestleMania 36, because I feel like that's gonna be a Roman thing, like Roman Reigns is gonna be on. You know, the big dog. You know he's gonna be main event in WrestleMania. It's in Florida. Come on, the man's from Pensacola, Florida. You think they're not gonna main event WrestleMania with the home state boy in Roman Reigns? I'll be shocked if they get The Rock, based on the fucking reports. You know, Rock is gonna come back and face Roman. I'll believe it when I see it, but that would be huge, but holy shit, people are going to be 50-50 on that. I'm telling you, man. I'm telling you. Who's going to be the heel in that? Who's going to be the heel in that? The Rock? Or Roman Reigns? So, in our eyes, The Rock is the face, Roman's the heel. And in the company's eyes, they're both baby faces. Oh, Lord. Okay, thesun.co.uk. Boss response. Absent WWE star Sasha Banks' husband denies reports of WrestleMania tantrum. The Boss, 27. I think she's 27 years old, which is, wow, I'm only 21. 6 years. Holla at me. Anyways, has not been seen on WWE television since her and Bayley lost the tag team titles at the Extravaganza on April 7th of this year. Sasha Banks with her husband on the... I have no idea where the fuck they are, but they're on some island. They're chilling. That's all that matters. They're chilling, having fun, whatever the fuck, okay? Since then, several reports claim the duo laid down on the floor backstage at MetLife Stadium and were loudly making it known they were unhappy about being booked to lose. However, Banks' partner McKay's, I'm bad with names, I'm sorry. An indie wrestler who works as a WWE seamster, has taken to Twitter to shut down those rumors. He wrote, "FYI, no tantrum ever happened," and Mike K's also provided fans with an update on the AWOL former women's champion. He posted a photo of Banks on Instagram yesterday, captioned with "Keep steady, no matter what you do. They'll always find a way to justify their disdain. Let your silence speak volumes." After the creation of AWE, or AE, I'm getting my shit mixed up with Grimm's Toy Show. All Elite Wrestling, AEW, backed by billionaire Shahid Khan, a number of talents have quit Vince McMahon's company. Banks' hiatus is believed to be down her requesting her own release after becoming unhappy at the way she has been used over the past 2 years. Some people like to take this out of context, and I'll get to that in a sec. But WWE have refused her wishes and instead are hoping she'll have a change of mind, and they are allegedly prepared to stand firm even if she does not. Wrestling Observer newsletter Dave Meltzer reported last month Sasha Banks' situation is unchanged. They are right now at a stalemate. The word is that if she wants to sit out the rest of her contract, she can sit out the rest of her contract. If you know what that means she's going to be sitting out forever because they're going to add time for her not working. The boss faces a testing time after only signing a new multi-year deal with WWE in 2018, and the situation does not look like it will end anytime soon, despite several reports weeks ago claiming McMahon was hoping to have her back in action for Money in the Bank pay-per-view in May. Banks' real name, Mercedes Fernando. I'm not going to pronounce her middle name because I don't want to disrespect her. Besides, I'm not good with names, and I just don't like calling wrestlers' names by their real names because I don't know them like that, but that's just me. Is the first cousin of legendary rapper Snoop Dogg. Don't know why this is even here. She's married to Seraton, also known in the ring as McKay's, in August 2016. Why did they put that there? I don't even know. Wow. Anyways, a lot of people like to take this for granted, or try to turn things around and try to, make assumptions about Sasha Banks' situation. Saying how she was women's champion, she still bitched. She lost the title, she bitched. The way how she was booked for the past year and a half, she bitched and moaned. I mean, think about it like this, bro. I understand. She probably understands, you win some, you lose some. When you're the champ, you're going to lose eventually, right? I'm sure she was okay with that. It's just that in some fans' eyes, like the smart fans, I don't mean those fucking diehards, Sasha Marks, those types. The avatars for Twitter is her and all that shit. No, and have Sasha Banks in their Twitter name. No, not those fan fucks. No, not them. I mean people like me that think, alright? People that knows, or at least, can put together a logical situation without fucking just coming up with some bullshit on Twitter, right? I think that some fans are out there that are reading these reports and are just acting a certain way about it, all she does is bitch and moan. She has done this, she's done that, she's been on television. Yeah, she has been on television. She's been women's champion, tag team champion, but there comes a point where, yeah, you can accept that, but I'm sure in Sasha Banks' mind, she wants more. She wants more, meaning she wants better shit for herself, you know? I understand there's a lot of legendary people out there in wrestling that has done nothing, you know? But yet they're either a Hall of Famer or they're just legendary, right? But I guess in her mind, it's like, dude, for the past 2-3 years, Sasha Banks has been booked in obscured ways. Fucking winning, losing to Charlotte Flair for the majority, if not all of 2016, okay? And then did nothing in 2017. Won the women's title that year, though, but lost it literally 1 week later. And then did nothing, had a stupid feud with Bayley for a whole year, and then they go on to win tag team titles. And then lose it to the Iconics, who are doing nothing on television. I would get frustrated too. I don't know about quitting or fucking walking out, because nowadays you got mans having contract or days added to their contract. So I don't know if that was a good idea, but you get the point that in her mind she wants more. You can't just settle for less. Maybe that was her mindset. She doesn't want to settle for less. She wants more. And if you want more, then obviously you're going to take a stand and do shit like this. So some fans just look at it like, oh, she just bitch. But I look at it like she wants more. You know? You can't just settle for less. You can't be mediocre for life. You can't just take things and be like, oh, I'm okay, I'm good. Former women's champion. I want tag team titles. You know? It's like what you did with the title reign is what's important. Winning the championship belt nowadays, to me, it doesn't mean shit. It doesn't mean anything anymore. It's what you do in that title reign. Why do you think when I think of fucking Rolling Stones giving Miz best superstar of the year or some shit, I'm like, if this was 2016, I would be 100% agreeing with that. 2017, best on the mic, not in wrestling matches. 2016, Miz did both, wrestling and on the mic. Great. 2017, he did only talking. That was great. Everything else, just nothing. You know? Sasha Banks, she freaking won the women's championship, but she did nothing at all. She didn't even last a whole month with the women's title. All 4 reigns, not once. A full 30 days. Not one of them. I think the longest one had to be was when she was going to face Charlotte at Hell in the Cell. I think that's the longest one, because it was at least 3 to 4 weeks later. You know? 3.5 weeks later to Hell in the Cell. After that, it's been a short 2 weeks most. 2-3 weeks most, and then that's it. So, some people like to complain, or like to say that she complains and bitch and moans about it. Some people like to hear or read on the internet what's been said and shit, but they don't really know anything. I don't know anything either. I'm just saying she probably wants more. You know? You can't just settle for less. You always gotta push yourself to get more. If you think you deserve more, you're gonna try to push yourself to get more. If you're gonna settle for less, if she settled for less, she wouldn't have to complain. She would probably want to be on vacation right now, trying to clear her head, as WWE hopes she does. Okay, she wouldn't be doing all this shit. There wouldn't be no reports. There would be nothing if she settled for less. So I'm looking at it as she wants more. That's all I'm gonna say about that. Forbes.com. WWE could be giving up on the women's evolution. Wow. It took y'all... where's my watch at? Oh, it's in my pocket. So it took WWE about 3 years. 3 to 4 years to give up on the women's evolution now. Wow. That's sad. That is very sad, okay? So let me get this straight. It all started with AJ Lee in 2015. Okay, after WrestleMania 31. AJ Lee, or was it, I don't know when. What was it, 14? I think it was 15. Because AJ Lee quit WWE, I think, the night after WrestleMania, right? Or the night after after WrestleMania, I should say. And then I think she tweeted about women not getting more TV time, all that shit, calling out McMahon, Stephanie to be exact. And then Vince is like, "We hear you, DFD was a channel, blah blah blah," and then they started doing that. The fact that it took them now, it's like in their mind they feel like they've done everything. Main event WrestleMania, Royal Rumble, Elimination Chamber, main event pay-per-view, Hell in a Cell. All this shit's done. Iron Woman match, all this shit's been done. Alright? What else can we do with the women? We give up now. If that's the case, wow. I feel sorry for the tag team. Next, you know, they main event WrestleMania, and then they main event some pay-per-views, and then that's it. Tragic. Alright, so let's get on with this report. WWE is going to put the blame on someone for plummeting TV viewership, and it turns out the women's division may be shouldering most of the blame. Wow, they're blaming women wrestlers or women competitors or the women's division in general of the blame of lack of viewership on television. Whoo! WWE, man, your logic is so dumb. Man, I want to squeeze my balls every time I hear stupid shit like this. I swear to God. So, okay. According to WWE's key performance indicators, viewership for Monday Night Raw plunged by an astounding 14% between Q1 2018 and Q1 2019, while ratings for SmackDown Live dropped by a whopping 13%, and overall live events attendance was down 11% during that span. Between WrestleMania 34 and Mania 35, Raw lost roughly a quarter of its audience, while the same time was true of SmackDown. Just last month, Raw generated the worst viewership in its 26-year history for a non-holiday episode, the same week that SmackDown once again followed in its footsteps and did the same. Alarm bells are ringing as WWE TV ratings and viewership has sunk to historic lows just a handful of months before SmackDown is set to move to Fox as part of a pair of blockbuster TV deals that will earn WWE more than $2 billion over the course of the next 5 years. When that deal was signed roughly a year ago, it seemed like WWE was bulletproof and that it would continue to prosper for a foreseeable future. But its shockingly quick ratings slide has caused fans, critics, and those within WWE alike to re-examine the product and perhaps begin making the necessary changes to turn things around. What's unfortunate is that one of those changes may spell the end of the women's evolution. According to a report from the Wrestling Observer newsletter, Cage Side Seats, WWE business declining is in the way it has during the lead up to WrestleMania has led us to second guessing of the women's headlining the show. That's on top of ratings issue when women's segments are featured on television. It's important to realize that WWE has access to quarterly hour TV ratings that are no longer available to the public the way they once were. So the company has more specific details regarding which stars are drawing on TV and which aren't. It wasn't even 2 years ago that Triple H revealed that the women's division was consistently generating many of WWE's highest rated TV segments, and though Triple H wasn't revealed whether that's changed since then, the Observer's report suggests that it has. While it would be a knee-jerk reaction for WWE to completely pull the plug on the women's evolution, there are plenty of signs indicating that it's already happening. With WrestleMania 35 well in the rearview mirror and Ronda Rousey's gone for the foreseeable future, the spark that was there in the women's division just a few months ago, well, it simply isn't there anymore. Even though WWE's key performance indicators suggest that even Rousey wasn't able to draw well in terms of live event attendance, TV viewership, or WWE Network subscriber attendance. Her presence in the women's division certainly helped. It seemed more important, and since her departure at WrestleMania 35, the women's division has been an absolute mess since once red hot Becky Lynch, though still wildly popular, has cooled off a bit during in part to Rousey's departure, but also a result of lackluster feuds with both Lacey Evans and Charlotte Flair, the latter of which Lynch has feuded with on and off for what it seems like forever. As a dual champion, meanwhile, Lynch has been overexposed by being the focal point of both brands, which has limited the momentum she has in route to making history in the first ever women's main event at WrestleMania 35. But with the WWE Network subscriber count dropping by more than 120,000 viewers between WrestleMania 34 and WrestleMania 35, as WWE's TV ratings fell off a cliff, you had a sense that this was coming, that WWE would believe it was the women's division that caused this downfall, and that it would represent accordingly. So I can't believe that they're actually blaming the women's division. WWE is blaming the women's division for the drop over the past year. Oh my God. I don't even know what to say about that. Okay. I can't think. I can't even think. Okay, let me get back to reading this shit. Whether that is right or wrong is certainly up for debate, but what is clear is that the effort that was being put into the women's division not all that long ago is no longer there. Look no further than this week's episode of Raw and SmackDown, when there was only one women's division match on each show, and both lasted roughly 3 minutes, reminding fans of the days of the Divas division when WWE female stars didn't get the TV time they deserve. On the same episode of Raw, WWE instituted a wild card rule that resulted in only male superstars jumping from one brand to another. Meaning that you don't give a shit, meaning that the fans won't give a shit if the women go from one show to another, because mans don't care. That's what WWE thinks right now. WWE, due to the departure of Rousey, won't even commit to a second Evolution pay-per-view, just as it won't commit to the women's Evolution itself. The upstart women's tag team division has already been thrown into disarray after Banks and Bayley lost the tag team titles at WrestleMania. Then Banks tried to quit WWE and hasn't been seen since. Those titles now belong to the Iconics, who literally have not won a televised match since winning those tag team titles, which tells you all you need to know about whether the women's Evolution is dead in the water. And that is true. Literally. In looking at the way the women's division has been booked over the past several weeks, you can clearly see that WWE is scaling back on pushing it as a focal point on the show, and instead has regressed to the Divas division days of short matches, pointless segments, and mediocre wrestling. The most talented superstars in the division are being overlooked, with names like Naomi, Ember Moon, and Asuka taking a backseat to virtually everyone outside of Lynch, Flair, and Evans find themselves as a bit players in a women's division that is really a 3-woman show, which is tragic. The focus on Lynch, Flair, and Evans, combined with the departure of Rousey, is uncertain. Situation surrounding Banks and WWE's lackluster booking of virtually every other female star has demonstrated that the women's evolution has kicked off in 2014 is now on life support. Even though WWE isn't far removed from its female stars main eventing WrestleMania as well as TLC and being the talk of the show, you can feel that in each week that passes by, WWE takes one step backward for its female superstars, and with the ratings going lower than ever before, expect a bigger focus on WWE's top male stars and part-timers, because even if the women's division isn't truly to blame for the WWE's ratings downfall, it appears WWE believe it is. That was a mouthful to read. I'm not a big reader. Yeah, y'all can tell me stuttering and pausing a lot, but yeah. So the fact that WWE believes that the women are the issue of the ratings dropping is mind-boggling to me. So you're telling me that all these weeks and months and years of shoving it down our throats that women's evolution, now you start to see, oh shit, ratings are going down. Ah shit, the fucking crowd is 50% in the arenas. Oh damn. It's the women. They don't want to see women wrestle. They want to see TNA, and I'm not talking about the company or Test and Albert. Okay, they want to see, for real. Is this what they believe? This is supposed to be the most asinine thing I've ever heard in my life. You're telling me that the women are the problem? So, lack of storytelling, characters on television is not the reason why, you know, people just don't give a fuck about WWE no more and want to see AEW or Ring of Honor, New Japan, Impact Wrestling, and so on and so on and so forth want to succeed more than WWE, because you believe it's the women that's the issue. That is so stupid. That is so... Oh, I don't even know what to say about that. I'm just going to move on. I don't know what to say about that. I'm going to watch, I'm going to listen to everyone else talk about this and see what they say. My thoughts are, it's obviously not the women. It's no storytelling, no characters. Like, I'm a big guy on characters. Why do you think I love The Undertaker so much? Steve Austin, Rock, or Triple H, John Cena, or, you know, Kane. Like, for fuck's sake. Derek Bryan has a gimmick. He's a vegan. He's a real life vegan, so it's a real gimmick. It's a real personality for Daniel Bryan, just amped up a bit, just shoving it down man's throats that, you know, what we're doing on a daily basis is bad. So, but we need gimmicks, man. You had Matt Hardy. You had broken Matt Hardy many years ago, like 2 years ago, but then what'd you do? You fucked it up. That's what you did. You had broken Matt. You let him come to WWE. You had him, you know, tease us if he's gonna go broken or not, which was fun for me. I actually enjoyed that than him actually turning broken in the end. You know, I was like, oh, he's teasing it. Oh, he did delete. Oh, and then he's still doing his version 1 stuff. And then when he actually goes woken, it's like, They had Bray Wyatt, spooky Bray Wyatt. And then they fucked him up for 4 years straight. You know? We all thought that he was going to have a resurgence when he won the WWE Championship in Elimination Chamber in 2017. When he beat John Cena and AJ Styles, the last 2 guys in that match before he won the match. And then beat him on SmackDown 48 hours later. And beat them in the Triple Threat match for the WWE Championship. We all thought Bray Wyatt's going to have this great push, this resurgence. He's going to have a new life on SmackDown Live. And then what happens? He meets Randy Orton at WrestleMania. And then the rest is history. So, we need gimmicks. We need storylines. We need a reason to fucking care. Why do you think back in the day people cared? Because the storylines was there. The characters was there. Nowadays, like, I do this on a normal basis. I question myself. Who the fuck is Seth Rollins? Who is he? A wrestler that has ridiculous nicknames. That's it. That's all I got. You know, Charlotte Flair, the daughter of Nature Boy Ric Flair. Easy, right? Easy. Sasha Banks, she's the boss. You know, she's a bad bitch. You know, blah blah blah. Easy. Bayley, she loves to hug people. Easy, right? Ember Moon. A war goddess or Shinam. I don't know what that means, but they got to do a better job of explaining that. Dana Brooke, she's someone that has big heart. I don't. Naomi, she likes to dance. Ooh, nah. We already have Flash Funk. We had Too Cool and Rikishi. Oh, I sit here and I ask myself, who the fuck are these people? And I mean this on a gimmick basis. Like, who are you? What is a Ricochet? What is an Aleister Black? He's a mysterious figure that believes in darkness, that likes to fade his opponents to black. Okay. Ricochet, death-defying wrestler that likes to. I don't know. I don't have a good explanation of Ricochet, but there's something there for him. I know that, but I don't know, man. It's just like I have a friend like King Mo, a friend of mine, literally said this about Roderick Strong. Like, who is Roderick Strong? He is basically generic superstar when you create a superstar in a WWE video game. That's exactly what Roderick Strong is. Who is he? You don't know who he is. Adam Cole, he's a cocky prick. That's what he is. A cocky prick that likes to achieve big things that nobody thinks he will ever achieve. Guy, Bobby Lashley. There's so much. There's so many people out there with gimmicks that are so similar with each other that you can't say, oh, he stands out from this guy or she stands out from this girl. So they need gimmicks, man. They need gimmicks. That's why Velveteen Dream he should be a top star when he gets to the main roster. And God forbid he gets to the main roster before he wins the NXT World Championship. That's just me. We need gimmicks that can work. Gimmicks that people can, believe in and shit. Why do you think they keep using the fucking Undertaker? Because he has a gimmick that nobody can mimic and nobody can copy, and it's a one-of-a-kind thing. Everyone else's gimmicks is so similar to each other. It just... damn it! They need gimmicks. Alright. Lastly, WWE changed plans incredibly frequently, and the stats prove it. WWE has been thrown into disarray since WrestleMania 35 as its audience continues to shrink and its fans are growing more disgruntled with a product that has been struggling to create compelling programming for quite some time now. According to WWE's key performance indicators, fans have responded to WWE's lackluster programming by consistently tuning out. Raw ratings dropped by 14%, and I think, we already know about that. Lowest ratings. Yeah. With WWE's ratings in a free fall, the company has stopped uploading TV segments onto its YouTube channel during Raw and SmackDown in an effort to minimize the audience shrinkage. In addition, less than a month after the Superstar shakeup, they sent names like Roman Reigns and Finn Balor to SmackDown and AJ Styles and The Miz to Raw. WWE has already rendered the Superstar shakeup completely pointless after Vince McMahon introduced the complicated wildcard rule, which I fucking hate, by the way. Anyways, will allow 3 superstars, which is now 6 stars, to go to Raw and vice versa each week. That was a direct result of the pressure from TV executives from Fox and NBC Universal, who are worried about WWE's plummeting viewership. The sudden change soon after the Superstar shakeup has demonstrated one of WWE's biggest problems, the clear lack of long-term planning. Need proof? Look no further than this amazing statistics that the Wrestling Observer newsletter Bryan Brian Alvarez was able to dig up regarding WWE's advertising televised matches and or segments beforehand. This is from April 2018 to April 2019, over 1 year ago. For this, WWE did a total of 237 announcement on their social media for both Raw and SmackDown. Out of those 237 announcements, only 95 of them took place. Others were either entirely canceled or modified. Do the math, and you'll see that over 1 year period, only about 40% of advertised matches on TV or segments for Raw and SmackDown actually happened. Undoubtedly, a direct result of Vince McMahon consistently changing plans. Alvarez also revealed that McMahon has consistently been tearing up the script for Raw the day of the show, and even said on Twitter last month that the Raw script has sometimes been finalized mere moments before the show even goes on the air. That is fucking ridiculous, bro. I don't understand why. Like, I'm surprised they haven't thought of doing something like creating a whole show, right? And say if wrestler A cannot show up, so they got wrestler B instead. You have to think of backup plans. So you're telling me that y'all too stupid to think of backup plans for your shows in case one dude or one girl couldn't make it, or you don't have ideas or plans for this person, so you just you're telling me you have no backup plans. As Raw creative plans have undergone substantial changes, so too has the creative team itself. The creative team for WWE main roster has undergone a major upheaval in recent weeks, including the recent firing of Raw head writer Ryan Callahan, and the departure of several other creative team members, including Road Dogg Brian James, who has not left the company entirely, but is no longer the head writer of SmackDown. WWE's creative team undergoing so many substantial changes has really been exemplified by the way WWE advertises matches or segments and fail to deliver them. A prominent recent example come back in March when WWE announced that Carmella, Mandy Rose, Naomi, and Sonya Deville will compete in a fatal four-way match on SmackDown, where the winner will face Asuka for the women's title of SmackDown Live at WrestleMania 35. Then WWE, however, changed plans at the last second and had Flair defeat Asuka for the belt instead, which really tells you all you need to know about WWE's creative process these days. Just this week, WWE made a similar and unannounced change when it announced a 6-woman tag match that would wound up being a standard tag match minus Flair and Bayley, with, of course, no explanation given. Professional wrestling has always operated under the assumption of cards subject to change, but as demonstrated by the aforementioned statistics, WWE has taken that to a whole new level over the course of the past year. Perhaps it might not be a big deal if WWE consistent last-minute changes in plans were resulting in much better product, but that simply hasn't been the case. Instead, the program on both Raw and SmackDown feels disjointed, with no real flow and a clear lack of long-term storytelling that has been proven to be detrimental to WWE, its stars, and its TV viewership. It has proven to be truly difficult for fans to emotionally invest themselves in WWE storylines when those storylines are consistently changing and doing so without much logic involved. When WWE tells fans in April that Reigns is moving to SmackDown as a part of SmackDown Superstar Shakeup, only for Reigns to show up on Raw the following month, today's fan base is informed enough to know that these changes reek of desperation as WWE tries to salvage its tanking viewership. What would benefit WWE more than changing plans as a drop of a dime is crafting lengthy narratives that take fans on an emotional roller coaster ride, allowing fans to suspend their belief or disbelief rather, in ensuring that this is delivering on its advertised matches. If WWE doesn't do that more consistently moving forward, the growing disconnect between WWE and its fans will continue to get larger, and its audience, well, it continues to shrink. So yeah, WWE keeps changing shit. That's the problem. They keep changing freaking storylines and ideas at the last minute. You're telling me a whole show, a whole fucking 3-hour show has been cut or, changed literally minutes before airtime. And, wow, you just gotta think, bro, like, I don't understand WWE at all. And you wonder why fucking viewership keeps going down and down and down. You know what? I just hope things get better. If not, I might be one of those people that be begging for AEW to come through and then take it from there. You know what I'm saying? I mean, I'm starting to like not care about WWE that much again, like on air television type shit. I just don't care. I might just stick with NXT and just watch pay-per-views and then that's it. I don't know. It's just not worth watching anymore. Not worth wasting 3 whole hours of my time being insulted or just thinking logically and just having logic gap after logic gap come through on the show. So all I can say is they gotta get better, dude. And then if they don't, oh well, things are gonna get a lot worse for their asses. And I hope you guys enjoyed that 7 Days podcast, man. A lot of talking, a lot of rumors and stuff, a lot of discussion. If you guys can, please leave a like on this video. Subscribe if you're new. Follow me on Twitter at Boy133Gym. Twitter link is always in the description box below, along with Instagram as well down there. Check out my recent videos this week I've uploaded on the channel. And, yeah, tell me guys what you think of Lars Sullivan, Sasha Banks' husband coming out and, clearing up some things. That whole thing, the tantrum at WrestleMania did not happen. And more. Like, give me your thoughts on what you think of WWE keep changing things on a frequent basis. It's ridiculous at the last minute too. And the WWE blames the women for failing ratings and such. Give me your thoughts down below. Hope you guys enjoy. Like, subscribe, and I'm out. Later.